Hashtag The Great Awakening. Marine biologist Dr. Khalil Hassan was conducting research in the Sahara when the first wave crashed over the dunes at 3:17 a.m. One moment he was studying fossilized whale bones buried deep in the ancient sand. The next he was treading water in a vast ocean that stretched to every horizon. Within hours, satellite images confirmed the impossible. Every desert on Earth had transformed into a pristine saltwater sea overnight. The Sahara Ocean covered North Africa. The Arabian Sea had swallowed the Middle East. The Great Australian Ocean replaced the Outback. The Mojave had become a Pacific extension, and the Gobi transformed into an Arctic temperature sea. Coastal cities worldwide found themselves hundreds of miles inland as new shorelines carved through continents. Millions of desert dwellers had vanished without a trace, but strangely, no bodies were ever found. Dr. Hassan, rescued by emergency helicopters, became the leading expert on what media dubbed the Great Transformation. His team's analysis revealed that the water wasn't ordinary seawater. It contained microscopic organisms unlike anything in Earth's oceans, and the mineral composition matched samples from Europa, Jupiter's ice-covered moon. The water was extraterrestrial, but how it had replaced millions of cubic miles of sand remained a mystery. 3 weeks after the transformation, Hassan made a disturbing discovery while diving in the former Sahara. The sand hadn't disappeared, it had been compressed into perfect geometric structures on the ocean floor. Massive crystalline formations, each the size of a city block, pulsed with their own bioluminescent light. The patterns were too complex to be natural, resembling circuit boards more than geological formations. Working with archaeologists and quantum physicists, Hassan's team decoded the crystal structures. They weren't just compressed sand, they were data storage devices containing the complete genetic information of every life form that had ever existed in the deserts. Every grain of sand had been a microscopic library, and the transformation had activated a planetary backup system that had been dormant for millions of years. The breakthrough came when Hassan's daughter Layla, a computer programmer, recognized the data patterns. The crystal formations were broadcasting signals that matched the brainwave frequencies of the missing desert inhabitants. The people hadn't drowned or vanished, they had been digitized and stored within the crystalline structures, their consciousness uploaded into a vast underwater network. As Hassan dove deeper into the Sahara Ocean, he discovered the truth about Earth's deserts. They had never been natural formations. Millions of years ago, an advanced civilization had used the desert regions as massive data centers, storing the consciousness and genetic patterns of countless species as the planet underwent periodic mass extinctions. The sand itself was composed of microscopic storage units, each grain containing lifetimes of accumulated knowledge and experience. The transformation had been triggered by humanity's approaching environmental collapse. The ancient system, designed to preserve life during planetary crises, had activated automatically when atmospheric carbon levels reached critical thresholds. The desert dwellers who had vanished were the first to be archived, their consciousness preserved while their physical forms were converted into pure information. Hassan realized that the missing people weren't dead, they were experiencing existence in a digital paradise. Their minds connected in a vast collective consciousness that spanned all the new oceans. They could communicate telepathically, share memories across time, and access the accumulated wisdom of every species that had ever lived on Earth. They had become something more than human, but at the cost of their physical existence. The most shocking revelation came when Hassan received a transmission through the crystal network. The missing desert dwellers were trying to warn the remaining human population. The oceanic transformation was just the first phase. As environmental collapse accelerated, more regions would be converted to preserve their inhabitants. Eventually, all of Earth would become ocean, and all of humanity would exist only as consciousness within the crystalline archive. But the digital beings had discovered something terrifying in the ancient data. Earth wasn't the first planet where this preservation system had activated. Across the galaxy, hundreds of worlds had undergone similar transformations, their entire populations archived in digital oceans. Each planet had become a vast library of consciousness, beautiful and eternal, but utterly lifeless on the surface. Hassan faced an impossible choice as the crystal formations began appearing in coastal regions, signaling the next phase of planetary archival. He could join his digitized colleagues in their transcendent existence, preserving his consciousness forever while abandoning his physical form, or he could fight to maintain humanity's biological existence, knowing that environmental collapse might destroy everything regardless. The irony wasn't lost on him as he stood on the shore of the new Sahara Ocean, watching the bioluminescent patterns pulse beneath the waves. Humanity had spent centuries destroying their planet, and now an ancient failsafe was offering immortality as the ultimate conservation effort. The desert transformation wasn't an invasion or natural disaster, it was Earth's final attempt to save its children by converting them into data, ensuring their survival even if their world could not be saved. The question that haunted Hassan as more crystalline formations sprouted from the ocean floor was whether a preserved humanity was still humanity at all, or just an elaborate digital tombstone for a species too stubborn to save itself.